Hey guys, welcome to Friday Night Live at Lucky Dice Games. Howard Brock and Nate is here. Nate's going to be joining the stream quite a bit more. Jonathan he's got family things that he does sometimes on Friday night and whatnot. So anyway, I don't know I don't know yet if it's going to be a rotation or maybe sometimes all three of us. But Nate's going to be here a lot. To give you an idea who Nate is, I don't really know, but I've known his family for a long time. His brother was one of the original HeroClix players when we used to play at another venue, and Nate would come down there and he'd play. Years go by, we opened up Lucky Dice Cafe. Ronnie starts coming back in. That's his brother, and
this is about 2017-ish.
Yeah,
we were playing when Avengers Infinity was out.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Ronnie was buying pretty heavy, but Ronnie, great guy, but he tends to not stay at one thing. He kind of like jumps from one thing to the other. He's done that ever since I've known him, but he plays a lot of games. So I don't know what happened with him here, HeroClix, but he burned it about the time that Nate was getting into it. So Nate was coming in. He was learning learning everything really well, and he was getting better. And we had a very highly competitive group when you were involved there. We were traveling and playing a lot because this was back when The Rock was kind of at its peak.
It was right when you won. So.
Yeah, that would be true. Let me get this off the screen so we're not looking at ourselves. Although we're still over here, you just hit hide, and that takes it off that screen.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, I like me, but I don't like looking at me all the time. Sometimes I don't like me either. But anyway, he decided to join the Marines, right?
Yeah, joined in 2018.
So he just disappeared from us and Lucky Dice Cafe for a while. And when he came, then just out of the blue, he just showed up again one day. I mean, it's like, hey, I'm back.
Yeah.
And so he and actually Ronnie's son, his nephew, has started coming down and playing HeroClix quite a bit. And Nate has been buying and learning and reading. And what's impressed me about Nate is, he's into the game and he wants to do really well. And he's got a pretty good head on his shoulders. And he's made drastic improvements since just in a few months, in my opinion. I think he's a better player.
I appreciate that.
He's also got he stays in the community. He really enjoys HeroClix. He's on the Facebook groups. He's reading and stuff, so he's pretty knowledgeable of current events. Which, to be honest, to a degree, if you want to play HeroClix, you have to be a little bit in the community and know what's going on. If you're just playing at your local venue and if you this to the outside world, when you go to the outside world, you're not going to like it so much.
You're not going to have seen the characters, and then you're going to not know what they do. A lot of characters, the first time you see them, it ain't fun.
Yeah. So I think that the first thing for like you, and you can tell me, when you came back to play HeroClix, a lot of the rules had changed.
Yeah. What is something specific? In 2017 charge, you couldn't charge flurry, right?
Yeah, the interaction, you could charge flurry, but now, this would be a better example. You couldn't use range combat expert against 3 characters if you had triple lightning bolts. You had to be a single attack. Or you couldn't use psychic blast and range combat expert at everything.
It was a choice thing, right?
Yeah.
And now it's just everything has it inherently comes with you as long as it's not a capitalized range, capitalized close type of action, right?
It even goes further than that. It's like mind control is a really good example. Mind control was kind of vanilla before. So like if I mind controlled your figure and he may have all these stats and prob and everything else, all I can do is make a vanilla close combat attack against you, for example, or ranged. with no modifications, no props. No,
But now that character, you're using the character, and the character has those abilities, so they get to use them. So long as they're like a static effect, that's going to be happening.
There are some other things like you used to. Stealth was the way that it used to be. That was a big change because you used to, if somebody was in stealth, they were just in stealth. Even if you moved right up next to them and you were adjacent to them, you couldn't outwit them, and now you can.
Yep.
So when you haven't played in a while and you're playing the game and you think you know pretty things, and then I walk up to your guy and say, "Hey, I'm outwitting your super sense," and you're going like, "Wait, what? How?"
Yeah.
And so. I think he's through that portion.
I didn't even know the rules when I played before. Just barely.
But he's past that. I think he got the rules down. I mean, there's always,
for the most part, there's always things that you look at and you're like, oh, that's this, and then it's not that. And you have Aaron here who knows what he's talking about.
Well, I mean,
he tells you no.
It's sometimes it's not. We may know the rules, but the mergence of all the rules together when you're doing something like some things doesn't.
There's a lot of weird interactions that can happen. Yeah.
So Nate got the yes, those are super boosters that are Jurassic boosters. That's right. Nick asked the question: Is super boosters Jurassic boosters? They are. He's looking at the stuff on Auxxit. We are interested, Jazz, but I don't think that fight's going to start for a little while. I think that it's the show's on, but you have a lot of pre-fights, and we are interested in it. If they happen to start fighting, we're just going to leave and go watch. Okay, just so you know. But anyway, I think so we're watching it. So there you go. So if we start going, yeah, you know why? We're watching the fights right here. One of the things I think that surprised you that I guess you didn't face when you were here before is the inverted square on having line of sight. It's one of the weird rules that is.
Yeah, you're talking about you can't see through two people standing next to each other, correct?
No. Well, that's kind of weird too, but. If it's depending on where they're at. What I'm talking about, if you have elevation that's up here, mm-hmm. and you have a corner that's coming in like this, and you're standing on that corner.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Okay.
You can't. They don't have, and you have something out here. They don't have line of sights to each other.
Yeah.
So that is, I think that is, that's been that way since I've been playing HeroClix. Okay, so this is the way it's explained to me, and the more I think about the way it was explained to me, the more it doesn't make sense. So the deal is that you're supposed to be able to take a line from center square to center square. Right. So if I'm here on the elevation here, and I'm down here, and you're on the edge, okay, it's just straight wall. And you're on the edge, I can draw a line from this square to that square. Right. I can see you. But if I'm on a direct angle from you and you got that little inversion, why can't I draw a line to that center square? It doesn't make any sense to me.
It doesn't to me either. There's a lot of rules in the game that just as somebody getting back into it, only been playing for a few months, you just look at it and you're like, that doesn't happen in real life. Like that's just weird. Like when you have four characters standing next to each other, you can't use line of sight to touch somebody that you're adjacent to. I get it that it's in the rule book. Just for me, makes no sense.
Because I think we're all like that. I think we all. And I mean, sometimes it's wacky. I mean, you have a Colossals that's this high, and you have a Colossals that's that high, and it's like, And when they keep changing the size of Colossals. But the game is we visualize it, and we don't understand why you can't see some things, and I don't understand that square rule. I get it. You're on the edge of the building, and I can see there. But if you're still on the edge of the building. It's the same. I don't know.
Right. And When I was in the Marines, I was in the infantry, and I'm going to tell you this: if somebody's standing on the top of a building and I can see them normally, and the ledge doesn't ever change how big it is, you're going to see them on the corner no matter what. Like, if I'm looking at somebody, you're going to see them. I mean, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, if you're on that edge, you'd see them the same way if they were.
It's just a weird rule that in my opinion, getting back into the game, there's a lot of things that are a little bit confusing for just somebody looking at it, where you're like, well, that should work this way. And to be honest, I think if a lot of people are playing at home, they might be playing it that way because it just makes sense.
Well, here's my problem with that rule. Okay, as a veteran player, I can take advantage of people that don't understand that.
Yep.
And it's a very.
I think there's a lot of rules like that, like the other one we brought up, where people are standing next. If you're adjacent to somebody, but there's two characters pinching them, you can't see them for, let's say, perplex or prob or something. It's just a weird rule. It would be easy to get rid of things like that and just make it easier to play.
Yeah. I think that rule should be changed. But hey, Dennis, tell Steph I said hi. Tell Zabby, Abby, and Priscilla I said hi also. Although Priscilla won't know who the hell you're talking about, but tell her anyway. Yeah, Nate and I came in earlier, so we didn't get stressed about getting everything fixed up. We found out what the problems we had, and well, long story short, Nate read the instructions and I followed them. And it's amazing if you read the instructions what you can put together correctly.
I think Restream had an update and it turned off the on switch for YouTube.
Yeah. So what had happened is it had the off switch on. So what we did is we went and got the key from YouTube and we put it in, and that changed the key. That changed the key on.
For Facebook. So Facebook. It took it off Facebook then.
So then we went back and we figured out that everything had to come from Restream, turned it on, got that key, and then everything's working good now. So I'm happy. And furthermore, I think if it happens again, we know what to do. So
for sure.
That solved a lot of our technical problems and stuff that I've been having. I've relied on other people to set that up, and I've never really. I got the gist of what they're doing, but I didn't pay enough attention to it to know where everything was at.
Yeah.
Nate gets the instruction manual out, and we're like, we find everything, and it's really not that complicated if you read. But if you don't read, it's pretty damn complicated. So we do have some subjects. We don't have. It feels nice being on time and everything working, because normally I'm stressed out about this time.
This is probably the first time I've been here that we've been on time. Every other time I've been here, we've been like 20 or 30 minutes late.
And then what happens when we do that is I tend to, I don't get to talk about everything that I want to talk about or something along those lines, or we're just blowing through it.
Yeah.
So the first thing I want to talk about is, as you guys should know, I was in Mexico last week with Dennis, and we did the Auxxit on Friday night. Well, when I came back, I couldn't fit everything into my suitcase. I took a lot down there, and I was kind of surprised that I wasn't able to put everything back in my suitcase. But I bought this huge chess set. I don't know if anybody saw them on my Facebook, but that thing's it's big chess set. And I put that in my suitcase because I wanted to bring it back.
It looked really cool. Yeah. I saw the pictures of it.
Yeah, I like it a lot. And I bought some other stuff. And so Dennis was kind enough to go ahead and ship the Auxxit to me. I just got it today. We also had something Wednesday night, and of course we have tonight. So bottom line is we'll be shipping out everything from this week along with last week. Next week, probably around Tuesday, Wednesday, because Mondays are usually a bad day for us. But we'll be shipping it all out. So if you guys are wondering, hey man, I bought this stuff, where's my stuff? That's why, because we had a little bit of delay because it was coming from Mexico. So we're clear on all that. I did do a change. For states. Alabama states was supposed to be 1 week. Hey, George, good to see you, man.
It's going to be the 23rd.
George, I got your messages. I haven't replied to them. You replied to me the day I was trying to get reorientated. I came back Tuesday night, had a bad flight, got not as bad as yours, George. I don't think anybody's going to top the layover you had, but I had a 4-hour layover, and I ended up, and then I had a wait at the airplane for whatever reason didn't take off, and I had my daughter picking me up with the grandkids at 8 o'clock. That ended up being like at 12:40 at night, and we didn't get home till after 1. So then I slept in, and then then I woke up. I woke up a little bit late, and everything was just weird. That whole day, I just felt out of place. I'd been gone for a week. I don't know if I told you the story, but I got up that morning. Houston was real tired. I told her to come to the house,
you told me Wednesday.
So she goes to work. I have a phone call with WizKids. I talk for like 45 minutes with WizKids, and I'm sitting in my room, and I'm on my bed, and that's all I remember. I remember hanging up with Ryan, and then I woke up again. I fell asleep. All right, so it's getting darker. Right before I left daylight savings time, I think that Sunday, and I left on Monday.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm not used to it, and so it gets darker here earlier than it does in Mexico. So I wake up, and it's kind of dark outside, but it's still kind of early, but I didn't realize it. First thing that happens is like I didn't know where the hell I was. I'm like, I just woke up, and I'm like, where the hell? Then I'm like, oh, I'm home, and it's dark. I'm like, oh my God, I've slept, and it's now Wednesday morning. Oh my God, I've slept all the way through, but it was actually still Tuesday. I know it was Wednesday. It was Wednesday, and this happened on Thursday. Man, see, I'm all mixed up. But anyway, I got up and went in and we played some HeroClix. I'm back in the groove now, but that's why I didn't reply. We didn't reply to you, George. Is I just haven't had time. But I replied to you. I know you want to order some stuff, and I see what I can do about helping you with that. So back to what I was saying. States was supposed to be scheduled. See, they're still having the pre-fights, aren't they?
Yeah, it's just the start of the pre-fights.
So I mean, we got plenty of time. We
might even have a few hours.
Yeah, the next big fight, which I don't think they've had it yet, is the women.
There's a welterweight championship. I think. I think it's the third fight though. So
I don't think we'll see.
I don't know. I didn't look too much at it.
But then you got all the pre-drama where they're back here and
It'll be a while. I'm sure there's other stuff besides just the fights as well.
This will all be done, and we will be at home being able to watch this. But we got plenty of time. Now that being said, what I've been keep getting distracted. So we were supposed to 1 week from today was supposed to be states. I flipped it to that Sunday, which was unfortunate because I know that it affected a few people that were planning to come in Saturday. And I hate that. And I told them if they came that I would make it up to them, and I will. So if they come in and they still play, I'm gonna make it up to them to where where they feel bad, because I feel bad about that. But I switched it because my regulars on that particular weekend could not make Saturdays. And to be honest with you,
I think I was the only one that was going to be coming.
Yeah. And then I also had people from Tennessee that could come better on Sunday.
Yeah.
And I even picked up somebody. I'm glad they're coming, but I didn't do it for them. But we have people coming from Ohio as well. So I think I've got people Georgia, Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, and Ohio coming into play. I don't know if Kentucky will come in or not, but the more the merrier. And today I was a little bit surprised that you were sitting. I think you weren't there. So there's these guys that come from Tennessee and buy HeroClix. So you may have been.
I was here. They came when we were opening the Black Panther stuff.
Yeah, they were. Well, they came in today to pick up some more stuff, and I go, "Hey guys, I know you're not going to come, but I'm going to keep asking you as long as I keep seeing you to come to events." because they play at home. They come in and buy a bunch of stuff and play at home. And I said, we have states next week. You should come. He says, oh, we're coming. And kind of, really? You are? I mean, it did surprise me. They're coming to play the Battle Royals, which is fine. And so we'll have those guys coming too, which is great. You know, if you don't want to play real competitive and you just want to play Battle Royals, we got Battle Royals. I got plenty of prizes. So that's going to be Sunday instead of, I'm starting on Sunday at 10 o'clock, same as we would have done if it was on Saturday. The only bad thing I think about Saturday if you're playing is there's a good chance that it's going to go into Sunday night a little bit and driving back home if you have to drive. But it is what it is, guys, and it was the best thing for us. I wish I could go. It's freezing up here. I could use the warmth. It's a little cool down here. Mexico was not cold at all. I got a story about Mexico too. So Dennis, I go there, and Dennis and I go to his office and everything, and I'm feeling there's a lot more walking in Mexico. It's very crowded. Driving is crazy. Oh yeah. Compared to here.
I imagine
the population is very thick, and it takes. So Dennis, I think, only lives about. I think his office is less than 15 miles from where he lives, or at most maybe 15 miles. It takes an hour to get there, no matter what time of day at least so far that I've experienced, it's an hour. The airport was about the same in the other direction, still an hour to get there. Just everything you go to it's like when in Huntsville, just about, if you ask me, hey man, how far is this away? Most time I'm gonna say 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And when you're in Mexico, you say an hour. It's gonna take you an hour to get there. So anyway, at the office, it's near downtown, and so we would go get something to eat. We'd go over here, we go over that, go look at this. So we're walking everywhere, and then we're buying stuff, sometimes carrying stuff, and we're going upstairs sometimes. And I kept getting winded, and I'm like, damn it! I am finally. And when Dennis is just going like nothing's, and I usually don't have that problem. I don't have that. Nobody just smokes me. And I usually walk fast, and people are trying to keep up with me. So I can't keep up with Dennis hardly. And he's walking, and he's going, you okay? I'm like, yeah. And I'm getting winded when I'm going upstairs. And I'm like, man, I guess I'm really getting old. And I'm like, this is bad. Well, we're about 500 miles above sea level here. Colorado, which I've been to, which is high, it's about 5,000 feet more than we are above sea level. If you go, but Mexico is 7,000 more feet above sea level than we are. Yeah. And I did not know that till like the 4th or 5th day. And I'm like, no wonder. And also, something that I don't usually, I was getting car sick. Like this is hitting bumps and everything, but I don't know why I was getting car sick. And I think it was the oxygen level and all that combined. So, oh man, it's a change. Let's talk more about HeroClix. So the set release, which I think is really, it's kind of, I don't know how I feel about it. How do you feel about it? Are you excited that it's the day before Thanksgiving, or is that like, boo?
I don't think I'm very indifferent about it at this point. It's been taken away a few times. So it's like, I don't even care. I didn't even keep up with it until I got here today. Looked at when it was coming out. So.
Well, it's coming out on the 27th, and it's kind of an awkward day.
Because, it is.
Because it's the day before Thanksgiving. We will run a seal that night. I don't know how many people will participate in the seal because a lot of people do things on Wednesday. A lot of people travel and stuff like that. So
some people do Thanksgiving the day before Thanksgiving so they can do it with their other family. So I don't know if I'll be here that day because I think my wife's family usually does it the day before. So I don't know if I'll be here.
There you go. So I don't know how it's going to affect us, but I feel obligated to have it. So we'll have it that Wednesday. We actually have a live stream would be scheduled for this thing would be scheduled for Black Friday.
Yeah.
And I feel obligated to do that also because it's Black Panther for the first time when we get to open up the bricks. Well, actually, the first time.
Black Friday doesn't matter that much anymore. It's just online.
Well, that's true. Well,
I mean, you can go into stores where you can buy the same stuff online a lot of the time.
I agree, but Easton and Maddie get up bright and early and go shopping I don't do it. I've done it. I have done it.
I think I've done it once.
I've done it once or twice, but it's usually because there's something very specific.
Yeah, the one time that I did it was when the what was it? The NES Mini thing came out. What was it called? We were trying to get it for my wife's dad. I don't remember. With Mike Tyson's Punch Out and stuff.
With me, it was either an Xbox or PlayStation or something. I don't remember what, but it's been years ago, and they had a special and you had to get it. And,
yeah.
In general, I don't go. I only went because I needed that one thing, and I got.
That's what we did too. We just stood in line at Best Buy for a while.
So anyway, sealed in a few weeks. So we've been playing, and while I was away, a team popped up that I got told about almost as soon as I got off the airplane that was playing in states.
Yep, one Tennessee.
Yeah, it didn't. Actually, Dennis told me Alex Coos won Tennessee, and he told me he did it with a dark side, which kind of surprised me. And I didn't know, but I didn't see the team. I didn't know what it did. And then when I got back, everybody was talking about dark side, and I see all the complaints on Facebook, and then I went and I had somebody explain to me how the team worked.
I remember talking to you about it before you left. So we had talked about it. Neither one of us thought it was too big of a problem. But I don't think we must just have not been really paying attention that much. And then when we read it after, and I got to play against it on Wednesday. Not super fun, but I mean, it wasn't that bad. The person that played it is a newer player like myself, so it wasn't crazy or anything. He made some mistakes, as I do, and it kind of made it to where that I didn't lose by all that much, but I still lost. But it made the game a lot closer than it should have been.
Well, since you played it, I mean, he had was it the typical build Khazar?
Right, Darkside, Khazar, Proteus, and he had Blackshirt Portal.
So explain how it works, so that everybody.
So Khazar, when he moves, is given a move action. He allows a friendly character to move 6 squares.
Okay.
When Darkside moves through, let's say, barrier, he blows them up because he blows up blocking terrain when he moves, and he does 2 unavoidable every time he blows one up.
So how's the barrier getting down?
The barrier gets down because Darkside is wearing the Incapacitate Barrier Mandarin Ring, so then he shoots one free barrier. Proteus is there for, if I'm remembering this correctly, Proteus is there. He has a trait that allows him to, when somebody else within 6 squares, I believe, moves, they can create a barrier for free, a single barrier. So then Darkside moves from Khazar, and then he's able to create 2 barriers for free, and then he runs through both of them and does 4 unavoidable to something.
But he also can create regular barrier on his own too.
Right, and so that's a power action. So if he gets into a point where I can't shoot you, my team, you just barrier and then run through it.
That's funny, Nicole. She played against the team, so she helped the game. They didn't know what they were doing.
I actually did the same thing when I was playing as well. They were putting down barriers that weren't really doing anything, and I was like, if you put them this way, you can run through and do like 6 unavoidable.
So you could hypothetically, what I think is, if it was positioned right, you could TK out with Porter. So you move him 4 squares. Then, if you're in the right distance, you could then put out the 2 barriers for free, and you could put the 6 out with the power action at that point. So you could put 8, surround something or whatever.
Then move Khazar,
and
then
six.
move through 6 of them, and then sidestep to the rest.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's ideally what you want to do with it. I mean, but you have to get a little closer to do that. Now, the funny thing about that is bad for Nate and his team.
Yeah, my team is pretty much just surrounded. It's just defensive. It's just super defensive. I mean,
but that gets around everything.
it gets around every single one of my defenses because my team is all rollouts. Unavoidable gets around anything. But,
yeah, she said she won, but the guy was, and that's the problem is, but a good player with Darkseid is scary. So
right. Well, and so the other thing is when Darkseid blows up a barrier, he takes an action token off. So he never gets action tokens. He just puts them down, blows up a barrier, and then just removes his action token. Yeah. As far as I remember from playing against it and watching them play.
So he probably wasn't doing that against Nicole.
Yeah.
See, the funny thing is that that's a bad matchup for Nate. All right.
Yep.
It's a good matchup for me. That doesn't even bother me because the elements that I have on my team can take away barrier and can take away Darkseid's defense, and I just go right at him and I just pretty much blow him up pretty fast. I really think that
your team really thrives against really small teams. Yeah. I mean, being able to just go, you can't use this and you can't use this, or you're pretty much shut down. And you just
my best matchup would be to play a 400-point whatever.
Yeah. I mean, so you played me with Kong, remember? Yeah. I played a 300-point Kong. So I had no silver stuff about a few weeks ago. So I had a Kong, and I was like, I want to play this week. I'll go play. So I had Kong, and then I played with a Shredder clone that had the Batman utility belt and the Ocean Resurrection. That was my team. And Howard killed a 300-point Kong in one turn. I think you killed the Shredder in the same turn as well. You just didn't kill Shark the same turn. But
it really was just you watching me kill your team. It's just nothing. You never really got a chance to do anything. All right, the team that you got now that you face with Darkseid, that's a bad matchup. But your team against when I'm playing you, that's a bad matchup for me. Yeah. And we've played quite a bit. And I'm a pretty good analyzer of a team and what I can do. If you give me enough time, I can analyze and I can only figure out 1 or 2 things to do against your team if you played it right. And the odds were not in my favor, even if I did right. I think I did the math, and I have like a 25% chance of beating your team if everything works exactly right. Yeah. But that means that only 25% of the time I'm going to get that hit that I need, and the rest of the time I'm not. And that's tough. So I don't want to face your team if I'm playing it.
Right. And this is the Starro team. Like neither one of us really want to face. No. I don't think. We've both played it a lot. I don't like playing against it. It's just
it's not fun.
It's not that it's a legal team. So I like the idea behind the team. I guess it's a good team. I think that there's some things that obviously need to be taken away from it that are just problematic for the game. I think I realize that it got beat, in Tennessee.
Anything.
But it got beat by something else that is problematic. Like the dark side is the unavoidable damage is problematic. I even think the dark side would be fine if it was normal or penetrating damage, possibly, because you'd be able to, get around it. You have invincible. All right, cool. I can't do the damage to you anymore.
It's the unavoidable.
The unavoidable is just it's just a little bit. Weird that they have it on there.
Well, wouldn't you, in a way, I would prefer 3 damage than 3 damage, which could be
that was normal. Normal. 3 normal.
3 normal damage for that was normal than I would 2 unavoidable damage.
Yeah.
Because then you have
that, or like when he does a movement and blows it up, he does it once, not I moved through 8 blocking and I do it 8 times. Just a wording change, maybe.
That's the same thing I got with Starro, is that my problem with Starro is that what he does is mind control and all that kind of stuff. I'm okay with that. I'm not okay with the fact of, my problem is really, now he says there's other ways of doing it, but I think that it requires a lot of other things. The fact that you can heal him up in one turn pretty easily.
You're starting the game down 240 points, right? I mean,
yeah,
it's really more than that, because Indigo rolls and gives you the mission points. So like turn one, so he goes first. He does his healing and gets mission points with Indigo. Let's just say he rolls a 6. Well, Indigo has that +1 thing, so he heals 4. You got 40 mission points, and all of a sudden your 20-point character is 260 or 240 points. I don't remember. It's one of those. It's over 200 points, so now like you're ahead by over half of the whole build sheet total. Like, I mean, it's hard to come back from that.
Then you got this monster that's out there that's got all these clicks, and like I think that I can kill it in one turn if I hit everything hits. But if I don't kill it in one turn, he just heals it again all the way back to where it was.
And gets mission points.
And gets mission points.
And gets his mission points back.
So number one, if I haven't made it clear, I will make it clear again. I don't think mission points should be in the game, period, in any shape, form, or fashion. Not in modern, silver, ever. I never liked the idea of mission points when it first came out. When we went to silver, we, meaning Aaron and I, neither of us wanted to have mission points. WizKids was insistent on keeping mission points in the game. Then they went and they changed mission points, and in my mind made them worse. And they just didn't account for.
I've only played them when I've played the Starro team.
Yeah.
And like the Starro team isn't the most problematic mission point team, and it's still it's just annoying. Like starting a game and you are down by so much, just beginning the game for them doing like absolutely nothing, pretty much. I mean, and there's other characters that are bad that I've seen, don't have the builds for, but like there's teams that you sit in the back of the map and you just gain 30, 40 points first few turns for mission points. It's like it's just not a great thing. Looking at it, it's just not a fun. It's not a fun thing to go against.
I think that's when you get right down to it, to a degree, that's the way I feel about Darkseid. It's the way I feel about Faust when he was part of the game. That was before your time.
Yeah.
And and that's the way I feel about mission points. I'm against anything that just makes the other player, no matter what, not just a spectator and can't play. I want to have the interaction. Now, if you can create an advantage like your team, okay, that's a good team, okay? There are things that I know of that can foul your team up, and we've talked about it.
Yeah.
But there's things there, but there's still interaction. We still got to roll, and if you roll bad and I roll good,
you can come over and kill my whole team. I could have the best matchup in the world. You could still come over, roll pretty good, and my team is not very good against that.
But
rolling.
The teams that I just mentioned, there's no rolling really.
Right.
I mean,
it's just
a little bit with Starro, but not that much. It's just
for the Starro rolls. It doesn't. The healing doesn't really matter that much, right? I mean, like you're healing with so many characters that like I've played it, I think three or four times, and I think almost every time it's gotten within 2 or 3 clicks of being. So I mean, it's just too easy to get up there with how many things you can produce.
I played Aaron with absolutely no hope of playing it, and I keep telling him I don't want to play him, and I don't want to play that team, and he goes, "Oh man, come on!" He doesn't understand. It's just like I'll
play the team just because it's like I'm probably going to see it at some point. Yeah. Like Aaron's coming to Alabama State's now, right? Yeah. So like it's possible I play him at Alabama State. So like I'd like to play him a little bit so that when we get into a position like that, maybe I have a better chance. But it's not something that I want to see. Like, am I hoping that I don't play him? Yeah.
I think that your particular team actually is not so bad against Starro. I think you have a better chance against Starro than I do.
Well, so I can't get over to him because he produces all those Starro fights, and he just runs them over and gets them in the way, and then I can't even get to him. Well, that's what happened. I've only played him with that team once. With my team, I've only played him once. And I couldn't even move because he just surrounds you with the star fights, and then my guys can't break away. and I just sit there. I can break away on 4, 5, or 6, but I have to roll that multiple times in a turn, and then
the star fights I can deal with him doing if he was doing that to me. It's not that. I mean, I got poison, I've got pulse wave if I want it, whatever. But then I'm spending actions to get rid of that rather than fight the real thing. Anyway, the bottom line is Nate and I have decided we hate that team. and the dark side, I don't hate it because I can beat it. Nate hates it because it's bullshit.
I had fun playing against it, but again, I was playing against a player that's my caliber player. So it's like a lot of mistakes were made. So he could have beat me by a lot worse.
He played the Starro team pretty close. He barely lost. He barely lost against
that team counters Starro fairly well. I mean, he just tries to run over there and do that. But the Starro team too, like when you have those big monsters coming at him, he just says you can't attack now. And now Darkseid can't attack. That doesn't matter too much because Darkseid's just trying to blow up the barriers. But I mean, Butterfly's on the team. So you just butterfly into something like Griever, and now all of a sudden you can't create the barriers either, and the Darkseid team can't do anything.
I like the team that won down in Mexico, the won the states down there. Really good team. And I haven't really had the chance to totally analyze it. I analyzed it first, and I didn't analyze it correctly. It's a triple Saturn Day team, and it's got the two that shoot off in a straight line and do damage to everybody within range and blah blah blah. And they see through everything but blocking. They have a really high defense. They got running shot. They do 4 damage on their dial. I think they have Psychic Blast. One of them gets Exospecs. The other one I don't remember what gets. So are you familiar with Exospecs? Exospecs you equip and you're allowed to pick a power. If you need hypersonic speed, take hypersonic speed. If you need whatever you need, you pick from Exospecs. Okay. It was really popular and people have kind of went away from it a little bit, but it should be popular again. So I don't remember what the other one has. The other one may have had Khonshu or something, but they both got prob. Then they played the other one, and the other one is the dice roll manipulator.
The one that's on my team.
Yeah.
The -1/+1
That's
thing.
right.
Yeah.
Does she have anything else? Does she have TK or anything?
TK.
Yeah.
And if you TK a friendly character adjacent to an opposing character, you get to take away a token from them, which comes in really handy when you're all tokened up and you can TK somebody and make them lose a token to be able to attack again. Just come up a few times.
So they were using those 3, plus they were using Bishop. Bishop produces Shard. Shard is actually a pretty good attacker, and Bishop gets bonuses with Bishop on so those 2 pieces. And I think that was the whole team pretty much. It doesn't sound that great. All right, but he was also using tarot cards. Okay, so
I don't like that mechanic at all.
I don't either.
I've been asked a few times because that Saturnine's on my team, like why I'm not using tarot cards, and that would be because I hate that mechanic, and it is ridiculous.
I dropped tarot cards a few months ago from even my modern team. I just hate them.
I've been told that it can help my team a lot by a lot of people. And I'm just like, yeah, I don't want to play them because then I flip the wrong tarot card on my turn that doesn't help me, and somehow it helps you. And it's like, I don't need that. The game already is a dice rolling game where you have these like probabilities of things, and I don't like the chance that I somehow make my probability worse.
Mine is neither one of us like the mechanic. We
Yeah,
don't like
I don't either. They don't cost points. I mean, it was worse before. Now it's you have to have the keyword and everything. A little bit better, but I mean, I don't like them.
I don't really like it either. But he was playing the tarot cards, and the tarot cards that he had was helping him. So he's got all that, and it doesn't sound all that good. But now he's got double TK. I know I think he had a porter also. Pretty sure he had a porter, but I'm not positive. Maybe
Probably Black Shirt.
Well, he had I know Saturday and something.
Black Shirt's got TK, so.
Well, either way, he had a double TK. Well, he wasn't themed. His team was not themed, believe it or not.
So maybe it wasn't Porter though, because
he had double TK, but so you TK her out, She does a running shot. She can see if the proper angle. She can see just about anything. Then after that, she gets to produce a Captain Britain pog.
Yeah.
And the Captain Britain pog just picks her up and carries her all the way
back to the team.
All the way back. So you're having to go there. Now you finally do get a chance to attack. They got a 19 defense. They're usually juiced up. I'm pretty sure it's invincible. I know it's invincible, which I have the ability to take that away. But they also have Mastermind. And not only do they have Mastermind, but it's Mastermind within a certain range. So even if they got something right beside them and you double target them, they still can Mastermind to something else further away. It's just it's a better team than what people, when you take a first look at it. It's a pretty good team.
Yeah.
And he's producing the bystanders just constantly. So he's getting a whole bunch of, I don't remember which one of them produces bystanders, but he produces bystanders all the way. I don't know if it's Bishop or Shard or whatever, but they're producing bystanders. It's a really, can it be beat? Yes, he actually lost against something, but it's a good team. I saw other good teams down there, and the point I want to try to make is that if I have time, I'm giving you the secret to winning HeroClix. It's a double secret, okay? You need to know your team. It needs to be a competitive team. I mean, you can't make a team that ain't worth a flip and win.
Yeah.
But if you make a good team, if you make a good solid team, you need to know how your team does, and that means playing it. And so, like, I've got a team right now that I've played quite a bit. I'm very comfortable with how to move everything and whatnot. So that's number one. Number two, you can know your team up inside and out, but if you don't know what you're playing against and how it interacts,
you're going to walk into some poor situations.
And I've done that, and sometimes I've survived it, and I knew what to do the next time. That, hey, that ain't going to be that close next time.
Yeah.
But if you're not playing enough or studying enough or both to where you know what the other team does, you're severely handicapped. So back to what I'm saying about winning HeroClix and really being a champion, in which the year that I was a champion, I did exactly that. I had a team that I perfected. I tested it, and I knew what the meta was out there. I knew what I was facing. I got plenty of practice in it, and I kept practicing it, and finally I was at a point to where I felt like my team and what I could do was superior. And I knew there's always dice rolls, there's always mistakes, then there's always things that can happen. But I felt very comfortable that I knew what I was playing against and what I was playing with. So even then, you're still going to be surprised. Just hopefully, when you are surprised. I can't tell you. This has happened to me more than once. I had a team, and I was facing another guy, and I knew that my team would win, as long as I rolled decently. And I knew what his plan was, and I knew what I was going to do. And then all of a sudden, he takes his team, and he moves all of his team and jumps on top of you and surrounds your team. That you're not prepared for.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, wait a minute, now what do I roll a breakaway? Do I not roll a breakaway? Do I attack that guy? Oh my God, what if that guy rolls super senses? Then there's elements that can change a game, and those are
we've
things.
played a few times.
Yeah.
I think every time we play and you see my team, you look at it and you're like, should I do that? I don't know if I have the percent chance of hitting do that.
But that's part of the game, and if you do those things, you will increase the odds of you winning. If you just go out and you build a team on the weekend and you just go into a tournament, you're going to face things that you're not prepared for if you're not up on it, and that's why some people lose games.
Yeah.
It takes. Nicole, my team is very different than I'm both. So my team has. Most people look at my team when they first see it and they're like, "Oh my God, look at all that crap." So I've got Carded Silver Surfer. I've got Secarian Iron Man. I've got Ghost Rider, the super rare Ghost Rider that keeps your defense.
48. Ghost Rider 48.
I've got Cosmo that takes away everybody's defense. I've got Blue Beetle that can take away people's defense and one-shot people. I've got
Venom Mag.
I got Venom Magneto, and I've got
You still have Kurt.
I've got her or Kurt, which nobody knows what the hell it does, but they serve a very good purpose. They're perplexed and they can remove things. And I've got Ant-Man. So Ant-Man's a perplexer. Kirk and Aurora are perplexers.
Legacy card Ant-Man.
But they also do some things. The Legacy card Ant-Man is able to make an adjacent figure for free, small or tiny, which I'm used profusely in the game.
Yeah.
And then I've got Mjolnir on Blue Beetle. I've got Khonshu on Carnage Silver Surfer. I've got rings. I've got the Remaker ring on Magneto, which gives him shape change also, and poison. And then I've got the other ring. I don't forget what it's called. Is it Spin? That's not Spin. But it's the one that I put that on Ghost Rider. And that allows him, when he double targets somebody, to do an extra damage. And I've also got You
got a cloak on somebody, right?
I've got cloak on Secarian Iron Man, which it's pretty obvious why. Last but not least, I've got a rider on Ghost Rider. I like Death Rider a lot, and I choose that ability, and it brings him in. So I got a lot going on. It's a very offensive team with a lot of attackers, and you can take one or two things out, and I still got attackers left.
It's pretty defensive too. I mean, the Ghost Rider sitting next to everybody that you can't take away their stuff. I mean, Sicarian is just difficult to kill.
He is, and he can take a lot of times I put him in the front, like, okay, hit him. You're not going to kill him if you go full force and you have enough power on your team to get rid of the 2 clicks and everything else jumps in. Maybe you do kill him. But if you kill him, you got 50 points.
I've never done it. Every time we play, I'm like, I'm not touching him. I'll go after some other stuff.
But he still got
enough damage.
But if you do kill him, you probably spent everything you had to kill him.
Yeah.
And everything else is still on the board. So it's not, I lose him, he's not like the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's my team. Moving on, because I was wanting to talk about maps. So 2 things on maps. I'm gonna reverse order here. The New States map has got a yellow line that's not in the right place. All right. So the way this happened is I did not. What's the word I'm looking for? I didn't proof the map myself. Okay. So what happens with this is it goes to the initial design. Aaron and the map maker, the one creating it, look at it, and they do an initial design. They draw it out on paper, and then they do everything that gets submitted to WizKids. WizKids looks at it. The playtesters look at it. They come back and say, we want these changes, or they say, hey, it's fine, whatever. And then it comes back to them. Then once they have a working model that everybody's happy with, that then goes to Steve. Steve is the map maker. He draws it all out and everything. Now, I don't know if Steve I don't know what the directions were. I don't know if Steve, to be honest with you, I didn't even know. I didn't know. I would have had to go and do what you did and read where the yellow line's supposed to be. I couldn't have told you prior to the conversation coming up about the yellow line where it's supposed to be. But I don't know if Steve screwed up. I don't know if Aaron, when he made the map, screwed up. I don't know if everybody didn't screw up, but there was a screw up, and the yellow line's on the wrong side. It should be on the other side.
Yeah.
And Aaron, that's something Aaron's going to have to address. I don't know how he needs to go about it. But the yellow line,
Probably just an errata.
Yeah,
You know, just
yeah.
an errata on the map, and then everybody knows yellow's supposed to be opposite of what it is.
So I think that
Don't think it's that big of a deal.
I don't think it's that big a deal. I mean, you should be able to look at the map.
Yeah, you can see what's indoor and
Yeah,
what's outdoor.
yeah.
I mean, it is in the rules. The yellows and
Yeah, but it's. I don't
Yeah.
think. I think any judge with any salt is going to tell you that hey, no, it's
Yep.
this way. So anyway, it's a great map. I think it's something that everybody's going to really enjoy playing on. I think it's part of your arsenal. I guess is the way to put it. You have
Yep.
I think it's something that you put in your bag that you pull out if you need it.
I think it looks fun to play on.
It's a good looking map.
Yeah, I think it looks fun to play on. Did a really good job designing it, I think.
So yeah, it was. You did it. Your boyfriend Nicole did a great job designing it. We are
Yeah.
creating the map. It's a great idea. I really I like the fact that it's very unique. That it has all the different elements. It's never been done before. I like that. I like rock going where no one has gone before. that's always what we've tried to do. Now, speaking of maps. So I've been meaning to do this for a while, and I got triggered. I had a guy reach out to me from the West Coast today, and he said that he appreciated everything that rock was about and blah blah blah, and that rock was now being on the West Coast, and he was playing in some tournaments out there, and he was really excited and all of those things, and complimented rock and what we did. However, he needed to buy maps. And I think that he didn't realize that he could go to Gamer Maps, didn't know that he could go to the rock site and click. It says on the rock site, if you go in, there's a tab there and it says buy rock maps. If you click that tab, it takes you to Gamer Maps, and you can buy maps directly from them. You don't have to buy them from us. The plan has been for a while that we used to have maps that we just made that were monthly maps that were always there. But then in our prize maps, the only way that you could get those maps was to win them.
Yeah.
So WizKids was concerned about
Scarcity.
the scarcity of the maps.
Yeah.
That's exactly. So they were concerned about that, and so they wanted me to start taking the maps and also offer them for sale. We never offered a state's map for sale, but that's about to change. So now the way I'm going to do this is when a quarter ends. For example, Brock's bunker just ended. Okay, they're available. All the states were available to buy Brock's bunkers map. In January, I will have that map in the Gamer Map store. It'll have a purple border instead of a gold border, but it'll have a purple border, and people will be able to buy that map directly. So when a quarter ends, I'm going to wait a quarter because I want people that won the map to feel like they won something and that they really want something special. But then I'm going to offer it for sale, $35 at Gamer Maps, and you can pay them and they'll send it directly to you. I also will take some of those maps and buy them and put them in the store, and I probably put them on. Well, I will put them on eBay. I put so many maps and still be $35. And so you're going to have access to a lot more. So what I'm going to do this weekend, because I've been meaning to do it, is I'm going to go and review Gamer Maps, what they have for sale, because I think there's quite a few maps that need to be added for sale and be specified that they're WizKids legal, Silver legal, whatever. I'm going to go through the whole thing, and I'm going to have Gamer Maps add those maps in for sale. So sometime, hopefully within a week, maybe two, but because I don't know their schedule. But hopefully we can do this pretty quick, and we will we'll have more maps available. When I do that, when it gets set up, I will make an announcement on the Rock page and on the Facebook page, share it to everybody, giving them a link that, hey, you can go buy maps here. These maps can be purchased, and this is what our policy is. We've been doing it a little bit, but we've been doing it quietly. And I'm just going to take more. I'm going to pay more attention to it going forward, to where those maps. 8 o'clock. The auction's supposed to be. Yep, there you go. Man, what better timing than that? The auction's supposed to be, and it ended right as I was saying.
It ended like right on time. Nothing actually went over.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that we had the most, the best of auctions, I would say. I don't think it was a bad auction. I'm not complaining. But, I mean, it's Masters of Time, and I think people
Yeah, it's been going for a minute.
I think we're ready for some Black Panther. Although Masters of Time is a good set, but we are ready for some Black Panther to change it around. Oddly enough, Masters of Time is hard to get. All the distributors are out, have been out for a while. I've only got a few boxes left, and unless I go to WizKids or something and say, hey man, I need some more, I'm gonna be out pretty soon. In fact, I don't know what I'm gonna run, because I don't have Black Panther. I don't know what I'm gonna run for Battle Royals next week. I don't know, I got plenty of Ghost Rider, but I don't know if the people want to do that. I damn sure ain't going to Disney, which is accessible. So I'm gonna probably reach out and try to get some Masters of Time or something. The Masters of Time, I think, seems to be the best option, but I don't know. Notorious, I think, would be better than the other two.
That's what I'd say too. If it's not Masters of Time, Notorious maybe.
So anyway, I do have other sets. I mean, I do have older sets, which we could run and do a cheaper battle roll. But anyway, we'll have stuff. Don't worry about it. But Masters of Time is hard to get, so maybe that's why people are still bidding pretty well on it. It sells really good, I can tell you that. As far as sets goes,
a lot of the characters in there are pretty usable.
They are.
I like a lot of the characters that are in there just for fun purposes.
And the people are crazy about the fossils. They're holding their value. And I actually played a team in Mexico. I've kind of been overlooking the Colossals, and I'm like, hey, it ain't really all that good. We've already put the legacy card in. We're starting a new bounty pool. Legacy card's already in there. But I played a very interesting team. So if you guys want to run a team, this is a good team. It was 2 super swords at 100 points, a black leopard. We've discussed what black leopard does, and a Cosmo. They also had a Ultra Human Knight, the Colossal. He had a Titano, the white one, as a Colossal Retaliator. And he had a Porter on the team. So the main gist of the team was, he also had all the sideline pieces, was that one Titano carried Cosmo, one Super Sword carried Cosmo, the other one carried Black Leopard. Ultra Hand Knight allowed you to move them forward. They did a full charge on you and quake your whole team. Cosmo says, you can't use this, okay? Black Leopard makes all of your defenses 17 and tops. And then the quake works perfectly with it because it doesn't affect anything. And anyway, it's a pretty good team. Don't overlook that team. So let's add some stuff into the bounty pool. I'm gonna add a Wolverine. This is the old Wolverine. It's got, what does that say? That's Whiskies on the back?
Yeah.
It's the black shirt one. It still ain't defined, is it?
Purple ring.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Purple ring.
it's still not the right actual.
It's a promo that they gave out years ago. It's a pretty good promo. We're gonna add a magenta. Magenta's from Flash. I don't have any legacy cards or anything out here. I just grabbed, so we're just gonna grab figures tonight. I'm gonna add in a Famine from Storyline. We're gonna add in a Regent from Secret World Battle World. That's an interesting figure. That might be worth looking to go back on. It's too many points though, 240 and 100. But he's pretty cool what he does. So we'll put that in there. Let's put in a Dark Angel. This is from Uncanny X-Men. And I think maybe one more. We'll do this guy. We'll do a Runner. Which this Runner Runner is supposed, it should be better than this. He's the one that's got, he's one of the guys that's supposed to have the gems out in space. He's supposed to be like super fast, and he is fast, but that's not really all that great, is it? It's
Doesn't look like he has any abilities or anything.
well, that's the hypersonic speed ability, and he allows him to do things. But anyway, I wished he was a little bit better than that. So that's our start. Nate's start. We already got
Odds, evens.
Yep. So I started off with number 1, and we don't have a box or anything. I've got we'll just set him behind this. I got a bag. We'll put him in.
Okay.
So bounty figure.
Yeah, bounty.
Okay. So I do this almost every time. So guys, let's hear what we want for a bounty figure tonight. We're gonna start off with 1. Any super rare, let's hear it.
You think there might be an empty box in the other room?
No, but we have bags.
Okay.
We have garbage bags. It's right there in the kitchen. Yeah, you grab it. All right, I need super rares, guys. I need somebody to nominate. All right, I got a Constantine by Nicole. Nicole's usually right about such things, guys. You might want to listen to her. I need a second Constantine nomination, or I need a new nomination. Come on, guys. I can't open things up until
Howard, do
we
you
pick
want
up
a
the
trash bag or do you want to use these? There's a bunch of these up here too.
The trash bag, because I need those in there. Plus, I don't think we would be able to fit them all in there. It'd take a bunch of them. We got Constantine. Oh, there's a second nomination. Constantine it is. That is the bounty figure tonight. If you pull a Constantine out of your booster, if you want it, then you win the bounty prizes. All right, so number 1 is a good booster. It's actually all figures that I like a lot. I would almost be willing to buy this booster from you just because I need some of this stuff to be in stock. So we got a Supergirl rare. We got a Dr. Fate uncommon. That's one I just can't keep. We got Superman common, which I think is a pretty good figure. Batman uncommon, and we got a Raptor, which is also something that sells really well. Not just the HeroClix players. People that like dinosaurs seem to want that a whole lot. All right, Nate's got the next one. Anything good?
All right, booster number 2. You've got a set of trick arrows, a common Daxamite, common Batman, uncommon Talia al Ghul, and your rare is Nighthawk.
All right, that means we have Constantine still waiting in here for us. That's the way I interpret that. And maybe a Chase and Prime. We had a really good booster last week. A good brick. I mean, we pulled the Swamp Thing Prime and something else. So let's see here. Looks like the back end is where the money's going to be this time. The way it's going. So this is booster number 3.
Yep.
I've got a Flash rare, he's not bad. Easy Company Soldier common, Sergeant Rock uncommon, Genie Hex common, and a Dead Man common.
All right, booster number 4. You've got a uncommon Zatanna, common League Assassin, common Time Trapper, common Booster Gold, and then a super rare Rip Hunter.
I'm going to try to use Savannah and something eventually. I don't know if it might end up being Paul. But I'm going to use her somewhere along the lines. I like her. Nobody's using her except in sealed or battle royals, but I'd like to figure out a way to use her in constructed. I really would. All right, so where are we? We're at number 5. Got to be pulling something soon, huh? Oh, there we go. Who's got booster number 5? I saw Jay Major bidding a little while ago. He usually wins a lot of stuff and then runs away.
Jay Major.
Yeah. Jay Major's got booster number 5. Of course he does. That's what Joaquin would say if he was here.
Yeah.
All right, so we got a Supernova uncommon. We got a Daxamite common, Prehistoric Warrior common, a Batman uncommon. And then this is a figure that we were just talking about that we can discuss. It's Diana Chase, so congrats on that. They just had a rat on that, and it says when a friendly character with a
It was just a ruling, I believe. I don't think they ratted her. It was just a ruling on the.
Yeah, when she
on the
triggers
forums.
first attack turn after rest place another friendly character. Here it is. So she's got charge, flurry. When Diana uses flurry, the first attack deals penetrating damage. The characters hit by the second attack are given an action token.
I think it's on the front.
Is it on the front?
No, it's the first ability on the back then. It's the ability where she moves and she teleports somebody to her after she attacks.
If it was the first. Okay, there it is.
And
When a Diana attacks, if it was the
Yeah.
first attack this turn, after resolutions, place another friendly character that shares a key. So
Yeah.
what they were doing is charging nothing.
correct. Yeah, you
Yeah.
charge, swing at nothing, teleport somebody.
Yeah.
Which has been ruled that you can't charge and target nothing.
Yeah, so they were charging to bring the second figure up.
Yeah. Which, if that goes into other characters being not able to do that now, could change a lot of characters. Not only-
Yeah, yeah. I would think that, I don't know why it wouldn't.
That's a character that a lot of people seem to want right now. It's gone up in price a lot. Who's got booster number 6?
I think Nicole is telling us goodnight. Got to go night.
Ah.
Good night,
Not
Nicole.
Nicole. So booster number 6, you've got a common Detective Chimp, uncommon Lady Blackhawk, common Animal Man, uncommon Beast Boy, and then the super rare Shadoo.
I like Stu.
I do as well. First came out, I don't know why she wasn't going for a whole lot much. I bought the 2 of them for like $12,
Yeah.
and now they're like $40 a piece.
All right, so this is booster number 7.
Yep.
Got something all wrapped up. Don't know what it is. Maybe it's something good. I don't know. So we do have Trick Arrows. We have a Black Beetle. That's what's wrapped up. A Black Beetle rare, a Superboy uncommon, a Black Hawk Pilot common, and a Batman common. So something should be in there. Should be a little super rare, right? If the math is right, should be a super rare in there. We've pulled 2 super rares so far.
Shadoo, Rip Hunter.
Rip Hunter and the Shadoo. Yeah.
Did you not pull any?
No, I just pulled Chase. I don't pull super rares. I stick with the chases.
Okay, so booster number 8, you've got a common Easy Company Soldier, common League Assassin, uncommon Cinnamon, common Mr. Mind, and then your rare is Robin.
Cool.
So a
Robin's
little
not
bit
bad.
of
I think Robin will see some interplay and pull also.
a little bit of a lighter run
Yeah,
so far though,
it
so
is
maybe
so far.
maybe that's got a super rare in it. I've seen several Constantines come out of those.
Yeah,
So,
could be. All right, guys. This is number 9.
super booster.
And I was just talking about this figure also. All these sell really well. Oh. All right, so we have a T-Rex, which I also cannot keep in stock. And good.
I don't think she's bad. She's got some usability.
So we got Morgan Le Fay rare, Morgan Le Fay team up card, Black Hawk Pilot, common, and of course a T-Rex.
So that Morgan Le Fay actually kind of counters that dark side team as well, because she has an ability that doesn't allow you to place things next to her, or within 6, or something like that.
Oh yeah, so you can't place a barrier or anything within 6.
Right. So Joaquin was using her as pilot.
Well, would that work for that too?
Well, she comes in and it's just a trait. So when she comes in, all of a sudden dark side can't do his little thing anymore.
Keep this number behind me. Okay. All right, so while he's preparing the brick, I'll add some prizing with the legacy card in there. We will add a figure this time to juice it up, so we'll have 2 super rares. I'm putting in a Peggy Carter, which this figure I played a lot back in the day. It's a Peggy Carter Prime from Nick Fury. She doesn't sell for much anymore. She just, once they rotated that set, she just dropped. I got a Joker out of Joker's Wild. It's the one that's got a camera that's sitting down. We're gonna get another Prime. This Prime will be Kurt DePaul Manhunter. He's out of Harley. I'm going to grab a Nimrod the Greater out of Storyline. I'm going to grab a Captain America out of Avengers Defenders, a super rare. I'm going to get one more in there to get us built up. I'm going to do a Lockjaw. This one is out of the old Black Panther and Illuminati. This Lockjaw didn't see a whole lot of play like the convention exclusive Lockjaw did. The two Lockjaws I've seen the most play are the ones the Legacy went out of Fantastic Four and out of Fantastic Forces, and also the Legacy the Lockjaw convention exclusive. It's your turn.
Yeah.
So is it 12?
Yeah,
No, you're on.
It should be
10.
10. We got to
Yep.
that one.
All right, we're on 10. And let's see how this one goes.
That's a good pack. I don't know if I've seen a pack like that from this set. Have you seen multiples?
Uh-uh.
All right, so booster number 10. You're starting off with a common Velociraptor, common Booster Gold, uncommon Hal Jordan, rare Etrigan, and a super rare Vandal Savage. Might be the first pack I've seen from this set that has multiple rares in it. I think I've seen another.
Yeah, that doesn't happen very often. All right, number 11. Okay.
Beautiful.
Yeah. All right, number 11. This particular piece I'm going to bring up I really like a lot. So we got an Easy Company Soldier common. We got a League Assassin common. Sergeant Rock. We didn't pick the other figure. I said we were going to. We never did. I'm not going to do it now. We'll just leave it alone. Did we have a super rare in the other one?
Mine, yeah.
Yeah, we'll add one to it. If you guys want to add a super rare, nominate it. We'll add it in. Sergeant Rock, first person to nominate a super rare is what we're going to use. Let me get out of here so I can see. First person to nominate a
And it
super
can't
rare.
be Vandal Savage.
Yeah, and it can't be Vandal Savage. It doesn't matter. You can nominate Vandal Savage now.
Yeah, but it won't be in.
Yeah, it will not be in here.
Won't be in
So
the rest of
I've also got a reverse flash to go. That's the prime. So somebody got a reverse, also a time trapper. So you got the reverse flash prime. That didn't affect us. So if somebody will add in a super rare, we will add that into the bounty target. If you don't, then we won't. Just the first nomination. Just say something. We're kind of quiet tonight. I think everybody's watching the fight, man.
Maybe.
All right. So
It's not started yet.
No, it hasn't started. I think everybody's tuned into it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're not going to add it in if you're not going to name it. So what do you got? Number 12.
Booster number 12. All right, booster number 12. Starting off with a common Time Trapper, common Batman, common Blackhawk Pilot, uncommon Red Arrow, and then a rare Morgane Le Fay.
All right. I'm going to jump right over to 13. We'll just get lucky and pull Constantine.
That'll be good.
I think she's a pretty good figure too. She's really good to pull in a silver battle
Yep.
royal. All right, so we got a Wonder Woman uncommon, which is who I was just talking about.
No, somebody said Dark Side.
Okay, dark side it is. If we pull a dark side, if it's in your boost, The hell
It was
with it.
both at 19.
We will go with both. We're gonna add a Green Lantern and a Dark Side in. We pull a Green Lantern, Dark Side, our Constantine, we will give out the bounty prize. Wonder Woman uncommon, Batman common, rare, Mr. Mind common, Booster Gold common, Black Hawk Pilot common.
13, right?
Yep.
All right, booster number 14.
We usually pull a Dark Side. Dark Side's pretty common for us.
All right, booster number 14. You got a common Daxamite, common Prehistoric Warrior, common Animal Man, uncommon Anthro, and then super rare Despero.
So we didn't pull the right super rare, but we did pull a super rare. So moving on to 15. I think we should still have a shot at
Pull
one more.
myself one more super.
Yeah. And maybe, of course, the super boost, you never know.
Yeah.
Oh. So whoever got this one should be pretty happy. This is number 15. Let's see who won that. Probably J Major. J Major decided to win everything tonight.
It's not when you scroll down for some reason.
There. Yeah, it won't let me. Is it up here?
No, it's not.
Let's do that. No, it won't let me. Well, I can't tell who won 15, but there's a reasonable belief that it could be J Major.
Yeah.
Anyway, so in this one, if you did get Brewster 15, you got some good stuff. You got a Batman common, Superman common, Detective Chimp common, a Zatanna uncommon, and you got a Zala Jorel chase. So congrats on that, whoever had that booster.
All right, booster number 16.
No, Dark Side. I feel Dark Side coming on. Especially since we've been talking about him all night.
All right, 16. You've got common Dead Man, common Jenny Hex, uncommon Supernova, red Green Arrow, or rare Green Arrow, sorry, and then a Trick Arrows. I think that Green Arrow is really good.
It is.
I haven't really got to use him a whole lot, but I think he's really good, and I want to use him more.
I think that he's definitely going to be played well.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're on to number 17.
It's one of my favorite characters from the set.
This one?
Yep. I really like him. He's cool.
He usually, I've seen, I think, more of him in the Super Boosters than anything.
Yeah.
All right, so we got a Prehistoric Warrior, common, a Superboy uncommon, a Daxamite common, Genie Hex common, and we got a super rare, but it's not the right super rare, but it is a good super rare, and you got a Caveman Wally West. And
I don't know if he's super viable or anything. His abilities are pretty cool.
Now, I've not seen a Dark Side ever in a. I've seen chases. I've not seen a Dark Side in a Super Booster.
I have seen.
I've seen Constantine, so he's our best hope, I think, right now for pulling the bounty prize.
Well, whoever got this is probably gonna be happy. All right,
Yeah.
Super Booster number 18. So you've got a Morgan Le Fay team up card. You've got GI Robot Rare, Common Velociraptor, and then your Colossal is Ultra Humanite. It's a very good figure.
It is.
A lot of people want that.
A lot of people, like I said, that Super Sword team that I was telling you about, well, any animal team that really
Yeah.
works with, yeah.
Really, really good for animal theme teams.
Yeah. All right, well, that's it for tonight, guys. We had a blast. We will be back next week. It will be just before our state's championship. I don't know what I'm going to have. I don't know what I'm going to run next week because I'm getting low on some stuff. I say that, and I've got big shipments.
Talking about on Wednesday?
No, on Friday.
Oh, okay. I got you.
I've got a lot of Ghost Rider right now. I've got a lot of stuff coming in. So something else I'll tell you guys to give you a little hint. I bought a bunch. I bought a lot of stuff, a lot of overstock stuff from GTS, and I bought a lot of overstock stuff from Devere, and they are in Mexico. One shipment's already got here. The other shipment, the first shipment. If you guys need a Guardians of the Galaxy Advent calendar, holiday calendar, I got a lot of them. I got them at a very reasonable price. That price is getting passed on to you. The MSRP on those calendars are $100. I've got them in store and on eBay for $55. And now, why would you want one of those? Because they have a what in it?
Bucky's arm.
Bucky's arm.
I mean, Yondu's good also.
Yeah,
I think there's a few things in there that are pretty good.
But the biggest thing probably that
Bucky's arm.
Bucky's arm, and
Yeah.
it sells for almost the price of the. I mean,
Yeah.
I could just bust it out and probably sell those all day long by themselves. And I've thought about doing that, but I'm happy with the price that I've got. So if you need
Yeah.
a Bucky's arm and some other stuff, or if you just want to have some holiday cheer and use it the way it's supposed to, you got Christmas coming up.
Give it to a kid or something that's trying to get into the game.
Yep. So anyway, guys, check out the eBay store. I've got a lot of stuff coming in. I've got some Death of Superman's coming in. I've got some Mighty Thor bricks coming in. I've got some Avengers Infinity bricks coming in. I've got some Uncanny X-Men bricks coming in. And I've got a ton of dice and token packs and starter decks and starter packs and all kinds of stuff that I bought. And they're going to be cheap and they're brand new. Can't beat it. They'll be posted probably by the weekend. People coming down in from states are going to have the benefit of being able to see some of this stuff and being able to buy it directly if you're coming in from states. But I got a lot of stuff. I've got good contacts everywhere, and we are able to get some really good prices, and those prices get passed on to you. All right, so without further ado, I think we want to go watch a fight because it's coming up. I'm going to get some supper and watch the fight. I think it's pretty cool. Is this not the first fight that's ever been on Netflix like that? Because it's just if you got Netflix, you can watch it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't ever remember one. All right, guys, we're going to tell you good night, and we'll see you in a week. And again, remember that I will be shipping out this week and next week